Okay, so 2024 ended up being a much bigger handbag buying year than I had initially anticipated, because if you had watched last year's video, I was trying to do appreciate what you have year rather than buying more handbag years. So today I'm going to tell you all the handbags I bought and sold in 2024, and we have a mix of vintage designer and also just fun little cheapy bags. So first I'll go through with you what I bought, then I'll go through with you what I sold. And even though I had bought more than I had initially anticipated, I'm pretty happy with all the bags I acquired this year. And I'm also happy with the mix of different handbags I got. So I'm going to go in order of which I acquired each bag. So the first one's an honorary mention. This is a Teddy Blake 9-inch Kim bag in the mock lizard, and this is a bag that was gifted to me by the brand, and I got this in January. This has been a fantastic bag, and it also comes with a crossbody strap. I even just wore this out to dinner the other day as a top handle bag. Black with gold hardware, very durable, water resistant, scratch resistant, and it has feet. Love a bag with feet. So if you are interested in Teddy Blake, I do have a promo code down below. So my first proper purchases for 2024 were actually these three mini suitcase crossbody bags. So they're like dupes of the Rimowa first class amenities kit, and they all come with crossbody bags. And these have a utilitarian purpose for me because at the time my shoulders and my neck, my traps were killing me, and I wasn't able to tolerate any weight on my shoulders using a normal handbag. So I bought these because they were super light. And not only that, these are water resistant, scratch resistant. I can even stomp on them and they'll be okay. So these were very practical, very lightweight, and very easy on my shoulders. So medically, these were a necessity at the time because my shoulders, and I loved it so much, I got it in silver, white, and black, and I even gifted another silver one to a family member because I thought these were so handy. In addition to using them as a crossbody bag, the other day I even used this as just a little catch-all in my beach bag to protect my phone and wallet from my wet gear. So these is a 2-in-1. So you can use this as a standalone bag, or you can use it to protect your things inside your bag. Now this is another cheapy bag that I got from Temu. This was when these colorful letters, which are dupes for the LoveShackFancy bags, were all the rage, and I wanted to try the trend without investing too much money. So I just got this stuff clear bag, and it also comes with its own little matching pouch inside. So this had no closure, so I did DIY my own magnetic snaps here. All they are is just clip-on snaps. So all you have to do is just get pliers and just clip it to the edge of the bag. Really quick, really easy, and really affordable. So I use this when I have to carry an extra tote for extra things, like I might be going somewhere and taking stuff for someone. And I really love it because my organization style is I love clear organizing with labels, and this bag just reflects that. It is literally a clear bag with a big label on it. Now that's the end of my fun, cheap, and cheerful bags. Now we're going to get into my birthday bags, which I didn't expect to, but I acquired 4 vintage designer pieces for my birthday. And I have all the unboxings on my channel as well. So the first one I acquired was this beauty here. So this is a vintage Bally, not vintage Hermes. Let's not get it twisted. This is a vintage Bally of Switzerland, Bally, box cuff, mini Kelly style. This is a 22 centimeter, whereas the Hermes is a 20 centimeter Kelly. And this has gold hardware, 1 main compartment, extra rings to attach a crossbody strap. And unfortunately for me, I did not get the original crossbody strap. I did get a crossbody strap with it, which I didn't realize was an aftermarket one at the time, because on the ad, they called it external strap. And I didn't understand that that meant aftermarket strap. So when I got it and I realized this is not the original strap, then it occurred to me, oh, okay, we have a language barrier. They're saying external strap, meaning not belonging to the bag, external from the bag. And this I thought I got for a really good price. So this was $300 US, or 330 with the 10% tax. So it's about 500 Australian dollars for this bag. And this has definitely satisfied my itch for a mini Kelly, especially because I love that it has this sort of style, vintage style top handle. Now, if you haven't already seen, the top handle actually broke and I had to DIY fix it. So if you haven't seen how to do that, I'm going to leave that video here. Now, I fell in love with that vintage Bally Kelly so much, I ended up picking up this one like a couple of days later. So this is a red vintage mini Kelly from the brand Bally of Switzerland, not Hermes. Let's not get it twisted. This has, again, gold hardware. This has an adjustable strap, so this is the short length, and it also has a longer length, which I can just do crossbody or as a shoulder bag. And just like the first one, both bags have feet. They're about the same size, about 22 centimeters. And this is the only red designer bag I have in my collection. And I'm not a huge red bag lover, so I'm pretty content with just having this red designer bag. So this is a dupe of like the mini Kelly shoulder bag from Hermes, which is very expensive. So very satisfied with this mini Bally of Switzerland Kelly style bag. Then after that, I wanted to try a non-Kelly style bag from Bally. So this was one that I found from the same seller again. This was about 120 Australian dollars, which I thought was a really good price. This has a pebbled leather mixed with a smooth leather down here. And this has a gorgeous button. So you just do that. Adjustable strap, so this is on the short setting, but really good capacity. It's compartmentalized. This is all leather lined, and I have slip pockets and zippered pockets. So I've got lots of compartments to play with there. So if you're interested in a vintage designer brand that's not going to break the bank but gives you good quality leather, I would look into Bally of Switzerland, because if you're not wanting to pay vintage Chanel, vintage Louis Vuitton, vintage Hermes prices, but you still want good quality leather, then Bally of Switzerland is definitely a brand to explore on the pre-love market. And it has feet. Now, while I was on my Bally of Switzerland spree, I ended up picking up this travel clutch. So I don't really use clutches. I actually use this just to file some paperwork and as a display piece on my computer table. And what I love about it is when you open it up, check out that sick organization right there. All of these labeled tabs, compartments. Now, even though these categories are outdated and I'm not going to be using them, I can just still use the tabs and just organize it how I want. So I thought that was a really beautiful sort of old world, I mean, not that old, the 80s, but or 90s, but still, this sort of stuff isn't really made anymore with the fashion houses. So I really love that. This is a coated canvas. All the other pieces from Bally of Switzerland were leather. So I wanted to try their coated canvas. Just like Louis Vuitton, scratch resistant, water resistant, very hard wearing. And this one has this awesome part of a retractable wrist strap. So I thought that was really cool as well. They just don't make these pieces like this anymore. Look at that. How clever. Now that was the end of my birthday pieces. However, and I told myself, that's it. That's enough. I've collected enough. I have 4 vintage Bally pieces that I collected within the space of like a month. Plus, I have all these fun and cheerful bags that I initially collected and the beautiful bag that I got gifted from Teddy Blake. That's enough. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's already 9. I don't need any more bags. Then comes Christmas time. And then I start getting tempted. I want a Christmas bag. And you know what? I got myself a Christmas bag. I thought initially just one Christmas bag. You don't need to go too crazy. You bought a lot of bags already. So after much deliberation, and when I mean much deliberation, I mean like countless hours scrolling, thinking, I had deviated from my favorite, which is vintage Louis Vuitton. I already own over 20 vintage Louis Vuitton bags. I went to vintage Gucci and I got myself this beautiful Ivory GG Supreme canvas vintage bag with the brown leather. I have got a bag organizer in there. Someone has already cleaned out the degraded interior, which was fantastic. I don't want to clean it myself. And I thought, yes, this is it. Now, if you haven't seen my unboxing video for this, I've got it here. I got this for what I thought was a really good price, so 350 Australian dollars. So, you know, about 220, 230 US dollars. Came with the original crossbody strap, which I've taken off and switched out. And I thought, that's it. That's all I need. But you know what? I couldn't help it. I ended up in a shopping spree. And then I got myself another vintage Gucci. This is a style that I have been looking at for yonks. This is my vintage Gucci dupe for the shoulder bag, which looks like a dome-shaped sort of cosmetic bag with a strap. And this is a bag that I also got for a good price. So this was 220 US dollars, including the tax, which was about 340 Australian dollars. Again, with the original strap. Unfortunately, this one's no one's cleaned out the interior, so it does have the degraded interior in there, but I'm just using a bag organizer in there to protect my stuff at the moment. It's just too much of a big job. If you haven't seen my unboxing, try on, what fits in this bag, I'm going to leave that video here. And that's how I ended up by adding 11 more handbags to my collection in 2024. This was a lot more than I had initially anticipated, but you know what? The damage is done. So let's talk about what I sold this year instead. So I had sold 4 bags this year. 1 was designer, 1 was contemporary, and 2 were just cheap and cheerful dupes. So the designer handbag that I sold was a vintage Gucci sort of messenger style crossbody bag. This was a really old, beat up vintage Gucci bag where the canvas was like literally all cracked, that I had only bought so I could get the dust bag at the time. Because at the time I bought, I think it was 2018 or 19, it was my sister's 40th birthday and we were gifting her a vintage Gucci, also like a Ivory GG Supreme bag, and I wanted to give her like a sort of full set experience, so I needed a dust bag to go with it. So I literally bought that bag just for the dust bag to go as a part of my sister's birthday gift. So I've had this bag just sitting in my closet for years. I did try wearing it, I cleaned out the interior, but it wasn't working for me. I even tried keeping it as just a spare parts bag, but I just never used it. So I let that go for like really cheap. So the person who bought it got it for like 70 Australian dollars, like less than 50 US dollars. Then they were really happy with it. They said they loved the distressed look. So that went to a good home. Hi guys, it's editing me here. How could I forget? I also sold a vintage Coach tote. This was actually one that I got, I think like 15 years ago, actually as a Christmas gift from my uncle and his wife. I think they bought it in the Coach outlet from their honeymoon. And I hadn't worn it in over 10 years and I really didn't have any plans wearing it again. It was like an uncoated Coach canvas. So I sold that for $40. So the person who bought it, she's a mum of young kids and she lived nearby. So she seems very happy with her Coach tote. The next bag I sold was a Kate Spade bag. So this is one that I was actually gifted by my best friend, but I never ended up using it. So I thought maybe I'll just repurpose that money into something else. So that one, I sold for was a pretty good price because it still had the tags with it. So that was just about 120 Australian dollars. And then I sold my dupe for the Hermes Mini Kelly, the modern version. This was just a cheap and cheerful one that I tried from Temu. And I pretty much just sold it for the same price that I got it for, which was like under 15 Australian dollars. That one even had a crossbody strap, but I just did not like the function of it at all. I found it really annoying to use. I made a whole video complaining about it, which I'll link here, about why I'm not interested in the modern Mini Kelly after using that bag. And then lastly, I sold my dupe for the Chanel Reissue. So this was actually like a rubber bag with a metallic finish, and I just did not find myself wearing it. You know, it would actually make a really good festival bag. And this one I just sold on Facebook Marketplace for $7, 7 Australian bucks. What's that, like $4 US? So that person got a really cheap bag. So that is my roundup for 2024. So I got rid of 4 bags and I added 11. So that's a pretty poor ratio. It's like more than 2 to 1. But that's what happens. So let me know, what was your favorite out of the bags I acquired? What do you think about the bags I sold? And how many bags did you buy this year? And how many bags did you sell, if any? Let me know so I know how bad my 11 bag that I acquired is, because that's way more than I was anticipating. So if you guys haven't already watched my Christmas unboxing videos, I'm going to leave them here. And if you guys are really hyped up about the Takashi Murakami multicolor line that is coming out really soon, I'm going to leave my vintage alternatives for less over here.